Hey guys, Evanas Bonova. How did I get that? We are back again. That was in Croatian, right, Sanja?
You nailed it. Yeah.
Hey. I'm joined by two beautiful ladies in my life. We've got Jess and we've got Sanja over in Croatia. Now, Sanja, the burning question on my lips is it hotter here in the UK or in Croatia right now? I'm heading
I
up.
guess in I guess in Croatia it's really hot, but tonight there's a storm coming, so I hope it's gonna cool us down because it's really hot.
Well, it's hot in London as well. We're feeling the heat. But we're talking about something very close to your heart. We're talking about the best Balkan entries from Tel Aviv 2019. Now, there's lots of different interpretations of the Balkans, I think, and sometimes you offend people by saying they're Balkan. They say we're not. So we're going by what we think is the proper definition of Balkan countries in Eurovision this year. So we've got Albania, we've got Montenegro, North Macedonia, Croatia, Greece, Romania, Serbia, and Slovenia. How does that sound? About right?
About right, yeah.
Okay, so we've all picked our top threes. Jess, you look ready to go.
I was ready.
We picked our top threes, but let's first of all say that some great Balkan entries in Eurovision this year. They were bringing it in Tel Aviv, I think, in my opinion. So it's been very hard to choose my personal top three. But I'm very excited seeing what you ladies have chosen. So let's go to you first, Jess. You look like you can't wait. So what would be your number three Balkan entry from this year?
My number three would be Greece.
Oh,
Just
Katerina.
Because I find the song very intriguing and very interesting, if that makes sense to anyone. It sounds very different to what we normally hear from Greece in Eurovision, but also Eurovision in general. I don't think it's really had a song quite in this style before, and so that kind of makes it stand out, and I really like that it's very different, but in a good way. And she brought something quirky and to the stage, and I really admired that and really liked it.
What did you think, Sanja? Were you a fan of Greece this year?
Yeah, I was a big fan of Greece, and I was surprised in my group of friends who I watched Eurovision with. I was the only one who really liked Greece, and I was really surprised. Why don't you people like it? What's wrong with you? Because I think it's really radio friendly, and it's something we hear every day on. It's common music for, I don't know, MTV, for festivals, and I was surprised. It's nothing special to them. They weren't impressed, and I was like, yeah, it's one of my top five of all the selection, actually.
It was definitely one of my growers this year. I remember when I heard it, I really liked the song, but it was like the closer we got to Eurovision, the more and more I listened to it. And it is such a commercial, probably one of the most commercial tracks I think we had at Eurovision. You'd hear it on the radio,
Yeah.
You'd have no idea it was a Eurovision song. Her voice is very current, her style is very current. I loved watching the performance. It was, I think, when we were talking about staging before, some of the best stage songs, I loved what Greece did with the song. It's kind of stayed true to the theme of the video. And she's stunning as well. And she wore some amazing outfits in Tel Aviv. I'd love to try rocking one of those outfits myself, but I think it would look weird. But yeah, loved Greece this year. A bit shocked that it came, was it 21st or somewhere like in the 20s?
Yeah, I think it was 21st. Yeah, you're right.
That's probably one of the shocks from the final of me. And for me, there was a lot of hype about the song before the contest as well. Then we had kind of went a bit up and down after the Amsterdam performance where she wasn't well. And then lots of people saying that she wouldn't be able to pull it off live. But she proved everyone wrong, as far as I'm concerned. Did a great performance in the semi and in the final. So yeah, love your number three. I mean, I can't remember yesterday, let alone last year. But Greece didn't qualify last year, did they?
That is correct.
Yeah, so, great that they qualified with a great song. So for me, one of the classier songs of this year. But Sanja, let's go to you. You're number three.
My number three would be my neighbor country, actually, Slovenia. Uh, I think it's really atmospheric song, and it's really simple. And being that simple, it's nice. It has a really nice message, and I really like it. I can listen to it on repeat. And actually, Zala and Gasper's EP with all the other songs, I like each one of them, and I like their style of music. So they are one of the artists I would definitely continue to listen after Eurovision. And that song is also I like the simplicity in music and staging and everything. It was really cool.
I think that's the thing about that song is, when it was selected, a lot of people weren't happy about its selection. I remember everyone was dissing the national finals at that point because everyone's like, "Oh, I can't believe this song's been chosen. This song's been chosen." But it did have some fans, and again, I think that's one that really grew in the build up to Tel Aviv, and lots of people were then calling it as their favourite. What did you think about the staging? Because some people were critical that they stuck with the staging from EMA.
Yeah, for me, the staging in Tel Aviv looked mystical, and it looked intimate for them. They were just looking at each other, and at some points it looked a bit awkward, but you could feel the connection between them, and I think it was really sincere staging. It was nothing. I don't know. They even gave some. In interviews, they described their staging similar to what would Salvador Sobral say. They are not the people for fireworks, and I don't know. They wanted it to be that way, and I think it worked out really well.
I have to ask you quickly, have I frozen on my screen?
You have.
Hey, I look better like this.
Yeah.
Now, Jess, were you a fan of Slovenia this year?
I have to say that I wasn't fan.
Right, we're going to move on then. Go on.
I mean, I can appreciate the beauty of the song, the simplicity of the song, and the way they kind of poured their emotions and poured them kind of themselves and their personality into the song and the performance. But for me, the song's just a bit too simplistic for my liking. So it's a no from me, I'm afraid.
Well, I'm going to go on to my third, and you're going to like this, Sanja, because it's Croatia.
Yay!
And I have to say, I would say it's more Rocco and the performance than the song. The song was elevated by the performance, but I'm such a huge fan of Rocco after meeting him kind of on his Eurovision journey. And I think he really did you guys proud as well. He's got a huge future ahead of him. He's such a talented performer. And I did love what they did with the staging of the song. I love that they kept a little bit of Croatian as well towards the end of the song. In the end, I was quite happy that they kept the wings, and like all the way through in the lead up to Tel Aviv, I'm thinking, please don't do the wings, please don't do the wings. And I thought in the end the wings looked great. The dancers added to it. I was gutted. Probably one of the songs I was most gutted about not qualifying. He was really one that I was willing through to the final. But I have to say about Rocco, we met him after his semi-final, not long after. And he was in such good spirits, and he was taking it so well. He had a huge smile on his face, and he saw Eurovision for what it was for such a young guy. And it's an amazing experience to stand on an international stage and show Europe and the world really what you're made of and what a gift you have. So I would love to see him come back, but really huge affection for that song. That makes you happy, right?
Yeah, thank you for saying that, and I really am proud of Rocco, and I think he did Croatia proud, and I would like to see him back one day because I think he really has a big future, and he's so young and yet so professional, and he's just outstanding. I like Rocco very much.
Jess.
Hello.
You liked it too, right?
I liked it, but I didn't love it. I think
I'm a cow.
I know I'm on a roll tonight, aren't I? But no, I think I preferred the staging and Rocco and his vocals more than I did the song. But that's not to say it's a bad song, it just didn't really appeal to me. And I think they had some other songs in the national final that I preferred over the winning song. But he did, Rocco and his team did give an amazing performance in Tel Aviv, that probably one of the strongest of all the performances that year, so they should be very proud of that.
Yeah. I think Rocco was the strongest, and his vocals was my number one. My number two is the song, and the staging I didn't like so much, and there were a lot of discussion here in Croatia about those wings, and I think for me the staging was just too much at some point, so I think they just overdid it in my point of view. So yeah, but Rocco and his vocals are just wow.
I'm starting to learn that you Croatians are a little bit self-critical, I think, of yourself sometimes.
Very much, yeah, very much.
Yeah, because I loved it. But let's go on to number two. And Sanja, I'm going to come to you for your number two.
Okay, my number two, we actually discussed about that. It's Greece. I liked Katarina's vocals very, very much, and I don't know. I said it before. It's really artsy, and the staging was for me. It's really just as cool as it was in the video. It was just like I don't know how to describe it, but artsy. It's just pure art, and the song itself, I really liked it, and her vocals are just so unique, and one of my, I said it, top five overall. So yeah.
It was pure class, that song, I think, and no one can argue with that. And if they do, I'll prove them wrong. Jess, your number two.
So my number two would be North Macedonia, which Andy will be very happy about. The song, I mean, there are so many words you could use to describe the song. It's emotional. It's like a strong power ballad. It's kind of uplifting. It's encouraging. And all of this sung by an amazing singer, pouring her heart out on stage, singing what I think for kind of every woman, every mother, every daughter out there, and just singing for them, and kind of, yeah, and just the combination of everything coming together was just beautiful to hear and to watch. And I'm so happy that they did so well, because they really deserved it.
It's actually giving me goosebumps now, just thinking about the song and seeing it in Tel Aviv and talking to Tamar, and the first time I heard it, and it's one of my favourite moments from Tel Aviv was actually getting to interview Tamara, and she got really emotional when she was talking about how the song is for her daughter, and how she missed her kids, and there were some tears, and that really touched me. And I think when you see how much a song personally means to someone, it's easy for any singer to get up on stage and sing a song that's been written for them that they don't really connect with. It doesn't really mean anything. This throwaway pop, or to them watching someone perform a song that really means so much. And I doubt she will have many songs that will mean more to her than that. So for her to get to perform that on the Eurovision stage, to win the jury vote in the end, because I know on screen that she came second, which is probably one thing I'm really sad about, that she couldn't be there and live the moment when she was winning or when she ultimately won the jury vote. Not that she will care, because she came seventh, and what an amazing result for North Macedonia. They didn't mess up the staging.
Oops, sorry. Sorry.
Invite them in, legend. Was that Tamara? Mr. Sharp?
She's going to say something nice.
But it was
okay. Sorted out.
It was just such a special song, and I know that recently she performed it at the first Skopje Pride,
Yeah, I've seen it also.
And you know she's literally going to sing that every year at Pride in Skopje. It's one of those songs that it will always mean something to someone. So yeah, I love your number two, Jess.
Yeah, me too. I was actually positively surprised she scored so well with juries, because it's not a country that usually does. It's North Macedonia, and I was like, yeah, nice, and I really liked the message of the song. It was the most beautiful part of the whole song, her emotion and the whole message of the song, just very nice.
Even down to like when they released it on International Women's Day, and her vocals are amazing. The staging was just right. It was what it should have been. It was simple. It was about her. It was about the message, and it was about women and girls and empowerment and all those things, in my opinion. So yeah, love. I can't talk about a song without going, girl. So yeah, who's next? Have we all done a number? I was going to say, have we all done a number two?
Number two.
Have I done mine?
No.
Okay. So this has been really hard for me because I think, Jess, you know me well. You know what my top two.
Yeah.
And I'm literally still thinking in my head, and how am I going to play this?
Toss a coin.
Huh?
Toss a coin.
Oh, I don't. I don't know. This is so hard. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say Tamara and North Macedonia is also my number two for all the reasons I've listed. But it's choosing between these two songs, and you know what the other one is going to be. Come on. It is really hard because I think they're both amazing singers, both amazing songs, but they're for very different reasons. So I'm going to put Tamara at my number two. Sorry, Tamara, I still love
Are
you.
you sure?
Yeah, I've done it. It's on camera. So, ladies, drum roll. Jess, you're number one.
My number one is Serbia. Surprise, surprise.
Yes.
For many reasons. For the fact that I love the singer Nevena and her song and many of her other songs she's released. For the fact that I think the song and the staging is just pure class. Kind of like Macedonia staging. Nevena kind of is very elegant and she carries herself very well on stage. She looks beautiful. She sounds incredible.
I thought you were talking about yourself there, Jess.
Could have plus me too. Let's be honest. But yeah, everything about it. Again, it's another emotional song that, again, similar to Tamara's song, Nevena wrote the song herself, so I feel like she connects to the song more so than just having one written for her. And I think then because of that, she's able to kind of like pour out her life and her thoughts and her feelings in the song and the performance, which is really enjoyable to watch when someone is on stage doing that, if that makes any sense. So basically, in short, I just love the song, love the performance, love the singer.
Sanja,
Take it away.
It's nice to hear that. I also liked it. And I really appreciate about Serbia and Eurovision because they almost every year they sing in their language, and that's what I want to hear in Eurovision. Go and sing in your beautiful languages. So I think that just lifted the song up, and the song was beautiful already, so that just improved it. And her vocals, we don't have to say anything, we know it's perfect. So yeah, I like that.
I mean, everything about that song is beautiful. I'd say it was probably just outside my top three. She's beautiful, the song's beautiful, lovely message. Even like by saying it had the best flooring of any Eurovision entry, you know what I mean? It was so beautiful on the graphics on the floor. It just looked stunning. And I have to say as well that every time we saw her, she looked amazing as well.
Oh,
So
yeah.
elegant and beautiful in some of the dresses. Her orange carpet dress was out of this world. Like, I don't think I've ever seen anyone look so beautiful in a dress before, apart from you girls, obviously. So yeah, great choice. Sanja, come on, you're number one.
Da, da, da. Okay, everyone who knows me knows that because I was so boring with it. It's Albania, and
Just stop.
what?
Let me tell you, you're my girl. I love you.
Yeah. And you know what happened at that same Eurovision party where people didn't like Greece as much as I did? We voted for our winner, and it actually was Albania. I influenced them so much, so it became our winner. Yeah. I don't know. I don't need to say anything about it. It's just I like ethical songs. It has a really nice message. It's in Albanian. Yanira's vocals were just wow, stunning. Her stage presence, her in her interviews, and you could see she's I don't know. I haven't met her in person, but she seemed really nice as a person, which is really important for me when I decide, okay, this is the song, this is the artist I'm gonna vote for and I'm gonna go for this year. So I liked everything about that entry. Unfortunately, the second one for me, who was also one of my top two and close to Anida, was Portugal, and Conan unfortunately didn't make the finals. So I was I was sad for him, but it just made me cheer even more for Albania. And I'll show you something. Just a second. If you wait, I can show you something that I have.
Do we have a surprise coming?
Oh, I want to see what this is.
Oops, sorry. Look what I have here.
Hey.
It's Albanian flag. I grabbed it from Eurovision after party here in Zagreb, and I just wanted to have a souvenir from that night, and here it is.
Oh, that's so lovely. I'm not even going to talk about Albania and Unida. Come on, Jess.
I love the song, I love the singer, and also the backing singers were really good as well. And they really added something to like the stage performance, and the way Yonida and her backing vocalists kind of blended so well together, or their voices did, I think kind of elevated the powerfulness of the song. And then kind of she looked beautiful on stage in her black and gold dress. I mean, stunning. And it just complemented the song so well. And it was just such a kind of classy, powerful performance, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the songs. Oh, I'll say now, it's obvious, isn't it? My number one Balkan entry has to be Albania. It's just such a powerful song, a powerful message. I'm literally repeating everything that I say every time about this song. But I just want to talk about Yanida, because you were saying about how you'd seen her in interviews, and she was such a lovely person. She was interested in you as well. It wasn't all about her. She wanted to know about, you know, whoever she was talking to, she's interested in that person. And she was just like down to earth. It's just like talking to a friend. There's no airs and graces. There's no arrogance. You know, she's very famous in Albania and Kosovo, but also when we met her in London, you know, and she looks, wherever she goes, she looks like a star. The way she dresses, she's always immaculate. Like literally no one in the world smells as good as Yanida Malici. I'm going to tell you a little story. But on the very last night of Eurovision, we went to Euro Club. Do you remember this, Jess?
I do.
And there was a huge outside area in Euro Club, obviously because it's very hot in Tel Aviv, so a lot of people were outside. And you can imagine after the final of Eurovision, the club was absolutely packed full of people. And I remember I was at the bar, and I could smell her. This sounds really weird. And I turned to Clara and Jess and I said, "Yanida's here," I couldn't see her. I could just smell it, and she was literally right over the other side of the bar, and I was kind of following the scent because she does smell amazing. But yeah, such an amazing person. I don't need to say what I think about the song and the performance because I loved it. So yeah, she's my number one. So it couldn't be anyone else, could it? You need it all day long. That's all I can say. Love her, and can't wait to see her again. Hopefully at some point. I'm going to get emotional in a minute. Anyway, have we all done our number ones?
We have.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's only what we think. We're not experts. It's our personal opinions. That's all it is, guys. But we have to mention a couple who I think didn't make it into our top threes, and that is, let's have a look, Romania and Montenegro. Let's talk about Romania really quickly.
Romania, I like the song. It was one of my faves in the national final. I was actually rooting for Bella Santiago there, but Esther was just my second choice, and I thought it would qualify. Actually, I was surprised for her not qualifying. I liked the song. It was the staging was mystical and like Frankenstein, Romanian. I don't know. It was cool, but something was obviously missing. I'm not sure what went wrong for her for not qualifying, because I was convinced she would qualify. So yeah, I was surprised.
I think for me it's borderline. I think maybe a connection was missing with the audience. She's very talented. I really liked the staging, and I did like the song as well. I remember when I first heard it, it was a song that reminded me of something else. But I think maybe a connection was missing, and ultimately it just didn't stand out enough in a strong field. So yeah, I was sad for Esther, but I think she did a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think she did a very good job. She kind of gave a very good, strong performance, although I do think the stage was a bit too sweet. But aside from that, she did.
I can see Jess's mouth moving, but I just can't hear you.
Really? Come on, shout out!
I think I prefer you like that. And we have to talk about D-Mol.
Falling, I'm
Heaven falling. I can't even remember the line that we kept doing. What was it? Where he goes, it is. His name. Oh, I can't think of the line. You know when Ricky's or Rizzo is doing his naked. What is it? Oh, I can't remember. I think we loved those guys. They have to be like the cutest and most fun act at Eurovision this year. We had so much fun every time we saw them. There's lots of excitement. I'm not going to say that the song was amazing. I didn't think it was going to qualify, but I just love spending time with D-Mol, and it was so. I remember before the semi-finals, I think they were in the first semi-final, right? And I remember kind of before the vote or before the qualifiers, we were nervous because we just didn't want to know that they were what they were going through. Like, we knew they'd be disappointed, and we didn't want them to feel disappointment, and it was really sad for me because we loved them so much. So, but I have to say, the revamp of the song, totally changed it for me, and I can listen to the song now, and it's just fun. And whoever came up with the idea and chucking in those like the ethnic instruments and the flute, and was I don't know, was maybe quite drunk or taking some other substances, but it so worked. I'd love to see inside that person's head, but loved it. And we have to say as well, like, we can't talk about D-Mol now and Fallen without talking about Chris, because it was his number one this year.
Really?
He loved it.
Nice.
Yeah, would love to, they were all very talented as far as I'm concerned. So great job, Dima. We love you. Team Eurovoxx love you.
And they had so much fun on stage. You could tell they were just loving the experience so much.
Yeah, it could be
so
seen on
nice to
stage,
see.
yeah. And the song
Even-
was really uplifting and positive. Sorry, I interrupted you, Jess.
It's fine, carry on.
The song was just after the revamp. I also felt it. It was just like so uplifting and positive, and it gave me really, really nice vibes. And I couldn't help myself but singing along every time I heard the song. So, yeah, they looked like they had fun on stage.
And really, I always say this. That's what Eurovision should be about. It's a party. It's a celebration for these performers who work really hard to try and make it. It's an amazing experience that they're never gonna forget, whether they come last, whether they come 7th, whether they come 15th. It's an amazing experience. And I actually said this to Dimo. I said, how many people in Montenegro can say that they've sung on a Eurovision stage in front of 200 million people? You can count them on two hands. And what an amazing kind of credit, is that right? A credit to have in your life. That's the wrong word. I can't think of the achievement. Achievement to have. So yeah, we love the guys. We'd love to see them again. We need to go to Montenegro.
I'm actually visiting Montenegro this summer. Yeah.
So
And considering it's my neighbor country, I'm going actually for the first time there, and I'm really looking forward. I'm visiting Podgorica and Budva, so yeah.
Well, maybe you'll have to go and meet some of the members of DMO for us.
Maybe.
Eurovoxx.
Maybe.
Oh, well, have a great time in
Thank you.
Montenegro. I have been there before, and it is a beautiful, country. But I haven't been to the capital though, so that's somewhere that I need to go. But guys, we've spoken about all the Balkan entries. Like we said at the beginning, I think the Balkans were bringing it. We're calling them the Bringing It Balkans. But that's only what we think. It's only our personal opinion. Guys watching, we would love to know what you think. Who was your favourite Balkan entry this year? Or your top 3? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to see your opinions. Otherwise, don't forget to go to our Facebook page and give us a like this video, subscribe to Eurovoxx on YouTube, find us on Instagram, on Twitter, follow us there, lots of pictures, tweets, etc. We'd love to see you following us everywhere. But otherwise, thank you, Jess. Literally, yeah, not like home, just on social media. I just got this image of like some crazy Eurovision fan going through our bins. But yeah, ladies, thank you. Sanja, Jess, love to you both. And guys, we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.